Chapter 1: The Man on My Doorstep. Midnight rain hammered the pavement when I heard the first thud. Not a knock. Not footsteps. A body hitting the ground outside my apartment door. I froze where I stood in my hallway, keys still in my hand. My pulse kicked up, but training from years in the ER steadied me. People collapsed all the time out there. Drunk, exhausted, high, hurt. But something about the silence that followed, sharp, absolute, made the hairs rise on the back of my neck. I stepped closer. Another thud, softer, like someone dragging themselves across floorboards. My lungs tightened. I opened the door, and my entire life split cleanly into a before and after. A man lay collapsed on the hallway floor, one arm braced weakly against my doorframe, the other slick with blood. Dark hair soaked from the rain, jaw shadowed with days of stubble, shoulders wide enough to block out the hallway light. His shirt was torn open, exposing the rapid rise and fall of his chest and a spreading crimson stain. But it was his eyes that caught me. Ice gray, unfocused, still scanning the hall for threats even while bleeding out. A soldier's eyes. A hunted man's eyes. "Help!" he rasped, voice breaking. "Me!" And because I was me, the girl who can't walk away from bleeding strangers even when she should, I grabbed his arm and pulled him inside. He was heavy, muscle, and dead weight and pure tension. He tried to stand, nearly taking me down with him, but his legs buckled. We collapsed together onto the hardwood floor. His breath hitched in my ear. "Close the door." I shoved it shut. The lock snapped into place. The moment it did, he went still in my arms, as if that single click meant he could finally breathe. I stared at him, chest heaving. "You're hurt. Badly." "No." His voice was low, controlled, even through the pain. "I'm dying. Difference." "Then shut up and let me work." He let out a sound that might have been a laugh, if he wasn't bleeding out on my floor. I dragged him to the couch. It was like moving a stone wall, and ripped open my emergency medical kit. I wasn't thinking, just acting. I'd deal with the insanity of this later. "Bullet wound?" I asked. He didn't answer. The man simply gripped my wrist hard when my fingers brushed the soaked fabric over his ribs. His touch was scorching. His eyes held mine with startling clarity. "Before you do anything," he muttered, "listen carefully." I swallowed. "What?" "They'll come looking for me." A beat. "And now, for you." My stomach dropped. "Who?" He didn't blink. "The ones who shot me." Something cold slid down my spine. He released my wrist and leaned back, jaw clenched as I cut away the fabric around the wound. He didn't flinch, not even when I pressed down on the bleeding. His muscles were carved steel under my hands, tense with pain he refused to show. God, who was this man? "Hold still," I said. He gave me a look that said he didn't do anything still. I dug the bullet free with forceps, my breath sharp with concentration. Blood slicked my gloves. He barely gritted his teeth. "You're insane," I muttered. "Normal people scream during this." "I'm not normal," he said, voice low enough that heat curled in my stomach. "And neither are the people hunting me." I stitched him fast, improvising, working on instinct, but the entire time he watched me like a wolf studying its last hope. I was tying off the last stitch when he suddenly tensed. "Stop!" My hands froze. "What?" He listened, his whole body sharpening like a loaded weapon. Then, "Someone's outside your door." His hand wrapped around mine, pulling it away from the wound. He leaned in, breath hot against my jaw. "Don't make a sound." Every nerve in me electrified.